Didn't really see anything on YouTube about the DeVilbiss Startingline guns using Omni paint. So of course, you know, as soon as you start to paint, you get a little bit of dust in there, just like the primer looked perfect. Everything was going great, and second I put my first coat on, some dust blew in here. Probably see it if I get it close to it. And then my second coat, a top coat, a dadgum gnat landed on it. Picked that out, painted over a little heavy. My third coat, a bigger bug landed on it, so it's just great. But it's not a perfect spray booth. Anyway, I'm doing a little bit of speed drying here just to get it dried a little bit quicker. I'll turn that off in a couple minutes. Anyway, so this was with the DeVilbiss Startingline gun. Air pressure regulator set at 28 PSI. See, there's where the bug landed. You can see that flipping spot. Other than that, it turned out okay. So what I was using was the Omni MTK AU, and then the MH167. And the MR186 or reducer mixed at a 4:1:1 ratio, so I wanted 600 mils, so I just did 400 of this, 100 of that, 100 of the reducer. So I put 3 coats on, and said I better not push my luck. So when I got done, I dumped the rest of my paint out and measured it, and I had about 150 mils left. So that's going to depend on who you are and you know, how you're using your gun. I didn't want to push it too much because don't want to run out of paint almost when you're done. You know, you always want to have a little bit left over. Anyway, that stuff worked okay. If I didn't have dust issues, it'd be a lot better. This high build primer, I do like this. So they're MP282. That's a good, easy to sand primer. It goes on good. Their epoxy went on pretty good too. So what I use with it, their epoxy primer sealer. You know, you put this to your bare metal, NP171, 175, and you go 2 parts solid to 1 part this to a half part reducer. Anyway, so far, I mean, it worked out all right. If I had a professional spray booth, things would be a lot better. But so my setup here, so you know, your primer, you're going to use your 1.8 tip. So I screwed up in my last video, and I had to go and resand the hood this morning to repaint it. So here's the 1.3 gun, and you can do your epoxy sealer and your top coat with that. You can do clear coat too. Last time I bumped this regulator, so I was going to put it on the wall. I didn't have the right fitting, so got my air water separator there, but I took a piece of tape and just wrapped around it, and that saved the day, because I noticed, I was wondering why I was hitting this knob, you know, and you got a lot going on when you're painting, not wanting to screw something up. So I noticed when I would spray, for whatever reason, you know, I'd be holding my air hose, and in the right circumstance, if I got around a surface or whatever, I could end up actually bumping that knob even when it was facing away from me, I suppose. So anyway, if you're going to have your regulator right on your gun, I would highly suggest taping this off. But I used 28 pounds on the gauge with a trigger fully depressed while I was spraying this top coat and the epoxy sealer. So it seemed to work quite well. So I hope that helps somebody.